Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of the Stay Off My Grass podcast. You got your boy, Suns fan Randy, in the building. And we got Jerry Jer in the
What's
house.
good, baby?
You feeling good tonight, huh? Real
Eagles
good. Them
clinched,
Eagles
and
is in the playoffs and all that. But I want to kick it off. I know we typically talk about basketball first, but I want to kick it off with some strange stuff today that went on with Antonio Brown and just give our thoughts and our perspective on it. Um, well, I'll go first. I feel like today, I feel like Antonio Brown, like all the people that was kind of like on his side, or like kind of like I feel like everybody thought that he might have been ahead of the curve because of the stuff that happened with Oakland after the fact with the racist comments and all this other stuff, and then how the Steelers are playing now, and it's showing that it wasn't him; it was actually Ben Roethlisberger and all the other stuff. And then you go out and you do something like you do today. Like you go out, you take off your shirt or your jersey, whatever, throw it in the crowd, take off your stuff, and just leave mid game, essentially in the third quarter, just straight up leaving the goat hanging. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually a closer game than
yeah,
everybody anticipated. So I feel like that was, and from what their reports is that like he was mad because he was getting benched or whatever the case may be. I heard it was some also like ulterior like some money stuff. They didn't want to pay him, so they didn't want him to read certain stats or whatever the case may be, so they wouldn't have to pay him. But I think that just overall, in the grand scheme of things, I just think that it's over with for AB. Like I think that, and I think that he might have knew it maybe when after he took his stuff off and every after he did what he did. But I think that I think that that's the last straw. I think that the NFL ain't gonna put up with it no more. I feel like yeah, he's really good. He's still a really good player and stuff like that, and he got a real good legacy. I feel like this might end up hurting him. I don't know. He might still get into the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. But I feel like this is definitely a blemish on his, you know what I'm saying, on his resume and stuff like that. It's just his attitude and stuff like that. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see what his side of the story was on it and how he felt or what really went down. And maybe somebody else from the locker room will break down what went wrong or what really was going on. But like, yeah, like to me, it was just odd. It was strange. But I was just like, at this point, I'm just kind of over the whole thing, like just him, just all the characteristics, and it's played out now to me. But go ahead.
it's no way you can play for a professional team, professional sports for that matter, and you walk out on your team, you take your uniform off in the middle of the game. I don't care what level of sports you do that. It's no way you can come back to that team for sure because the player's not gonna respect you for one, and you just pretty much gave up on your team right there. I from what I heard is that Bruce Arians told him to get back into like they told him to get back into the game. AB refused, and he said, "You know what? Just get out of here. We don't got time." Like it just piles up with him. You don't want to carry someone like that on the football team, especially when you're trying to go out there and win Super Bowls. You don't have time to split focus between a diva and your team. Football, it's a lot of people to manage.
Yeah,
You can't just hang your hat on one person. So best of luck to AB. I was actually rooting for him. I wanted to see him do good, but
yeah, I had him in my fantasy and everything. But
I drafted him too in my other leagues. But it's just like, man, how can you expect to go from team to team? Tom Brady stuck his neck out for you twice, man. Tom Brady,
twice.
I ain't never seen him do that for anybody else. He didn't comment on nothing Aaron Hernandez is going through, but he stuck his neck out there for you twice, and everybody rallied around you. And this was his second chance, and I think his NFL career is done from this point.
Yeah, I think it's done, and like you said, just the diva stuff and the whole line about COVID or like getting a COVID test and getting suspended is just like I said. At some point, you kind of gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, obviously, I feel like he ain't right. I don't think that like mentally everything is where it's supposed to be at, and I hope
Mm-hmm.
that he can work on it and develop it, and you know what I'm saying, get it right eventually. But I just feel like, and then also too with playing football is just a lot, and you know what I'm saying. And I feel like he's just a very passionate person, passionate player, and you know what
Yes.
I'm saying. And sometimes that's what it is, and sometimes those kind of players, I feel like we've all, if you played on a team before, like you've kind of played with those kind of players where it's just like the hotheads, the dudes that's unpredictable and stuff like that, but they got talent or whatever the case may be. Is just, but it's just like you just never know. And I feel like what AB is just like it's always a case of you just never know what you're gonna get from him every day, and just like you know what I'm saying, especially when you have a team that's contending for a championship, you don't got time for you know what I'm saying unpredictability and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree. And also, yeah, with AB, it's like, yo, like you have other receivers in the league who, they're classified as divas. Like people like to rag on Odell, saying he's too emotional. But I've never seen Odell quit on his team in the middle of the game. I don't never hear bad locker room stories about Odell. But Odell, I guess he's a bad guy because he's not Tom Brady. But it just adds to the more of the wide receiver diva chronicles. That's what we should call it.
Yeah,
The wide receiver diva chronicles.
it seemed like all the ones that got talent just ain't right. Like I don't get it. Like Ocho Cinco, To. It was only a couple that's like really, like that really went out. Only person I could think of that was really up there, top tier talent, and just was like a Tim Duncan kind of was Calvin Johnson. But you know what I'm saying? And he
Mm-hmm.
ended up cutting it short. But he was just a real quiet dude. Went out there, did his job, and just dominated games or whatever the case. Even though they didn't win a lot, but you know what I'm saying. But it seemed like the two go hand in hand. And Juju, well, I don't know if he was ever really a top tier receiver, but
AB made him look good because all the attention's
yeah,
on AB. So he can go ahead and get catch him 800 yards.
and
But
when he did go number one, he did. AB would always call him Boo Boo Schuster.
Booster
Hey, that dude was funny, man.
and so I know you've seen Jamar Chase go crazy today. That boy
Yeah,
saved my fantasy football season.
and it's so funny because
55 points.
it's so crazy because like in the beginning of the season, everybody was on his wig and on his case talking about he can't catch and he can't adjust to the NFL football and and
Music to
it's
my
like
ears.
look at him now, look at him now. But
Crazy.
switching gears over to the basketball. So y'all came up first. So I guess we could talk about y'all first. So y'all played the Minnesota T Wolves tonight. It was a close or kind of sort of close game. Like y'all pulled away at the end. It was a good looking game overall as a team. I don't know how. Like I'm not completely sold on this LeBron at the five. I don't think that is. I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it's sustainable for the playoffs. I feel like, especially with, but something I did see tonight that I haven't seen from LeBron in a long time is that he was very active on the defensive end, getting a lot of deflections, a lot of blocks, a lot of changing people's shots and stuff like that. So at the five, like it wasn't terrible, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that works in a playoff setting. I don't know if it works like when people are strategizing against it, or if you run against an actual team. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns wasn't there. D'Angelo Russell wasn't there, even though like you still got to play whoever's on the court. So I'm not gonna like kind of be like, oh, like when nobody there. So I'll give y'all credit. Like y'all still, you know what I'm saying, went out there and did y'all thing or whatever. But I think what Nas Reeves went off for like what 30 or 20 something, or
I
he
don't
went
think he hit the
crazy.
30 mark. I ain't shout out Ken Wap. I ain't think he hit the 30 mark yet. I don't think he hit it tonight. But he
Yeah, I
was
don't think
close.
he hit the 30, but and so that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm saying I'm not completely sold at LeBron at the five, just because like you do got people like him or if you run into an actual big, like that's 30. That's 30 and 10 or 30 and 15. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
I like the way that I like the way y'all played defensively tonight. And another bright spot to me was Malik Monk, but I'm gonna go with Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley went out there, and I feel like he really is him and Stanley Johnson on the court together. Like
Yeah, I
that's
like them
something.
together.
That's something. Like especially defensively, they get a lot of fast break steals or like a lot of fast break turnovers and points off of turnovers and stuff like that, and just kind of disrupt the whole defense. Because I feel like yes, Russ Rook was turning it over a lot tonight, but I feel like Minnesota was also turning it over. I think Anthony Edwards had like 6 or 7 himself. Patrick Beverly, I stopped keeping count. I think he had like 5 last one I checked or whatever. So I think they was definitely the main ones out there disrupting the offense for the T Wolves tonight. But what did you think?
So I think you touched upon it earlier, what you first said with LeBron at the five. The main problem I see with LeBron playing the five is rebounding because we let them get way too many extra possessions, extra shots, and if LeBron is going to play the five, I mean Stanley Johnson is not a rebounder, LeBron's not a rebounder, but we got to rely on everybody else. It's going to be like a gang rebounding effort because for a minute they were killing us on the offensive team rebounds. They probably had at least 10 more than we did, and they were just like grabbing them because, Nas Reed was very active and everybody else. Like LeBron wasn't really boxing nobody out because I'm not, you're not playing like a real center should be playing, boxing people
Right.
out. But I feel like that's the main problem with the LeBron at the five. But the Lakers, I mean, Westbrook had a lot of turnovers. He had 9, I want to say, or
Oh, he
almost
finished
had
over
double.
now. Almost a quadruple double.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, but I don't know what to say about these turnovers. Some of these turnovers be like some dudes fumble the passes because he passes very late. But Westbrook will have to change. Not I don't even say you can change at this point, but I feel like he's going to just take the ball out of his hands.
Mm,
I mean, when him and LeBron are on the floor together, let LeBron have the ball. Westbrook gonna be move better because he's attacking the basket anyway. And he missed. He was what? Oh, Westbrook. So if you look at the stat sheet, Westbrook was 7 for 16. He missed 5 threes. And on his 2 point attempts, he was 7 for 11. So probably those 4 missed layups. So 4 missed layups, 9 turnovers, 5 missed threes, but we still won the game. We wouldn't win the game like that against a good team because they would have definitely capitalized off our mistakes and
100%.
off turnover after offensive rebound. We would probably got blown out the water. But the Timberwolves, they were taking advantage of what we were doing at some point because they got like a little 5 point cushion because the offensive rebounds and they would get back and get a
Yeah.
three and it would just restart their offense. But I mean, the Lakers they pulled through because they have the full firepower and star power to win the game tonight. But Cat and D'Lo are playing. We probably don't win that game, honestly.
Yeah, because I feel like at the end of that game for the Timberwolves, like you kind of seen like the lack of like playmaking, the lack of like just a game manager. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you got
Mm-hmm.
Cat out there, or like if you got D'Angelo Russell or whatever point guard they have or whatever. I feel like they're a better game manager than Patrick Beverly 100% because Patrick Beverly was out there doing he was doing turnover after turnover after turnover. So he was looking like Westbrook out there himself too. So I feel like Patrick Beverly was one of the reasons why they lost that game too. So and then Anthony
Yeah,
Edwards, that's why I said I had to give my hat off to Avery Bradley because Anthony Edwards played terrible tonight. He had like
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
15 points, 15,
yeah. He did not
16
have a good
points, and he
game.
shot terrible. And I was just like, okay, like I was expecting a big night from him, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? He just went cold or whatever. It happens. It's NBA. You kind of shake it off and, you know what I'm saying, move on to the next one. But yeah, I'll give y'all credit on that. Any other thoughts on the game?
So before the game, Frank Vogel acknowledges that he says it. So moving on to the next game, the Lakers are playing matchups. They're playing matchups every night. So if the other team doesn't have like a top 10 center or at least a center that makes his presence known, LeBron is gonna go out there at the five. So
Mm,
that's gonna be it moving forward. I don't mind it because it makes us look better. We get off to a better start. Malik Monk, it allows him to start and get more minutes, and because he's an offensive, he'll run it up. He reminds me of like Lou Will though. When he gets the ball, he ready to go.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, LeBron at the five, it works in certain situations. But I feel like Dwight and DeAndre gonna need some minutes at the five just for rebounding purposes. Because if we play a team that just that'll out rebound us, or even just got play with a true power forward and center combo, they can beat us easily.
Easy.
Running LeBron at the five easily.
And
I thought.
another, go ahead.
Oh no. We good.
I was about to say another thing too. Y'all got to give Carmelo the ball more. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
I
They miss him
understand
a lot.
he has his days where it's like he don't miss or he don't make nothing or he'll get ejected or he is leading the league in technical fouls. But
I didn't know
that dude got to get the ball more,
that.
man. That dude got to get the ball more. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I know Tyler Hero's been playing a lot of starting minutes because a lot of people have been out, but I kind of really gotta sit back and analyze it again to see who's really winning that six man
Kevin
of the year
Love.
race. Oh
Kevin
yeah,
Kevin
Kevin
Love.
Love is out
Kevin
there
Love
doing his
playing
thing
great.
too. Out there doing his thing. But yeah, so to switch it on over to us, actual, you know what I'm saying, team in the
Uh,
West, the
another
that's running the
another
West.
another boring blowout. We don't care.
Yeah, so we went out and we blew out the Charlotte Hornets tonight. I was real proud of the guys the way it bounced back after pissing me off on New Year's Eve. After we lost to the Celtics, we was down by 30 at one point. I was thinking about hopping on, but I was just like, I got stuff to do, wash clothes and all this other stuff. So I was just like, I'm gonna just go ahead and but
Yeah.
yeah, so we just that game against the Celtics, I touched on it just a little bit. It was just I felt like it was just an overall bad game. It was just like one of those games that's just like kind of like a scheduled loss in a sense, where it's just like D Book was off, Chris Paul wasn't aggressive. He still hasn't been aggressive. He addressed it a little bit earlier today and said
Mhm.
that he just doesn't like being all aggressive, like with shooting shots. Like he thinks that he can be aggressive on other facets of the game. And I'm like, I don't disagree with that, but I feel like we're a better team. We're like it's a little bit easier when you are aggressive in scoring. But yeah, so he was off that game. D Book was off. I think it might have been like because the game started at like 10 o'clock our time or Western
Oh
time,
yeah,
so it
yeah,
was
that was
just
an
like
early game.
it was like their body clocks was off. So and then on top of that, like the Celtics went into it with an actual game plan. Like they went double bigs on us because they knew we didn't have any sort of like this is before we signed Bismack Biyombo and like all that. So we didn't have any kind of like interior presence outside of Sticks, and this is like really it's his second year, but it's really his first because he didn't
Logs,
get
it's logs now.
yeah no he Sticks. But anyway, so yeah, but to the game tonight, Charlotte. I think Sticks is looking real good. I like the way he's looking right now. I think that if Coach Monty is watching this, I think that he definitely earned some more minutes tonight. Even though like when I feel like in like the last few years or through the last year, just watching him in the game is just like he always seemed lost. You don't know where he at, and now I feel like he finally catching up to the NBA game, the tempo, and where to be and how to do stuff. And I feel like yeah, like as soon as he gets like figured out like how to like box out and rebound more and just be more aggressive on that. Because today I think he gave us like 19 and 12, so you know what I'm saying, like almost 20 and you know what I'm saying. So I was just like okay, like almost 20 and 15, and his first or like his second start in the league. So I like it. I like his like I said, I like his stroke. He was real aggressive today. He had an overall just real good game, and we just kind of came out, blew him out the water. D Book kind of did D Book, Chris Paul, and we just kind of clamped him down defensively. And yeah, that's really what it was. It was just an overall just a beat down, kind of from start to finish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't want. I seen the game. There was about like 20. I was like, maybe I could watch this before the Lakers come on, but it's not worth it.
And then
It's
my
not worth
Packers,
it.
we won. We beat the Vikings, so
The
I was hyped
the
about that.
who? The who?
So let's talk about
Hey, look, man. Oh,
your
let's talk about
Eagles.
it.
Go
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead.
So right now, I want to say I don't know if we had 6 or 7. I know the Niners won today, so that has something to do with us,
Okay, I was gonna say
in
last
the
time I checked, y'all
playoff
was
standing.
6. Uh-huh.
But if we're 6, we'll probably play the Bucks in the playoff. But if we get to 7, we're probably gonna play Dallas. That'd be the second time in a week we play Dallas. I want to play Dallas. I would love to beat Dallas. You know how I feel about the Cowboys.
Right.
Yeah, and I just want to say I I keep reading that everybody's saying like the Eagles should move on from Jalen Hurts. I'm here
Yeah.
to say hell no, hell no. That boy is a winner. He put heart in the team. Y'all not watching the game. Y'all watching highlights. He's the heart and the soul of the Eagles right now. They go as he go. When he break off a little QB run, that energizes everybody else. He over there with his head down. Everybody's got their head down. Nah, Jalen Hurts is the heart and soul of the Eagles. This is his rookie season last year. He played 4 games. They pulled him at the end of one game to tank for a draft pick. This is his first full season. The man has put together. I'm not going to give him Gardner Minshew's wins. He's put together 8 wins this season. That's pretty damn good for a rookie quarterback. He's still a rookie
Um,
quarterback. He ain't even
my
played.
th- go ahead. I was gonna say my thing is with Jalen Hurts is he just so inconsistent, like super inconsistent. Like it's not even close. Like it's either he's kind of it's like he's kind of mid or he's bad. It's like never like
Mm-mm.
kind of like he's coasting. You know what I'm saying? Or it's either that or it's the coaching. Because I do feel like y'all do call a lot or like the offensive coaching. But like I said, I just feel like to me he's just so inconsistent. It's just like I can't really like I understand people saying like they need to move on, like or like I would
Mm-mm.
if I was y'all, I would try to get while the getting is good and while it's hot. You know what I'm saying? But I mean that's you.
Like I said before, when we lost to the Giants, that man had 3 picks. Even now, he knows like, bro, if I don't got nothing, I'm finna just check it down. He didn't throw a pick today, didn't have a fumble. He made most of his passes. Although a few receivers did drop some passes that were in their hands, hit them in the shoulder pads or what have you. But I mean that comes with the game. As far as the eye test, Jalen Hurts passes that with flying colors for me. He's the quarterback that this type of team needs. We don't need a pocket presence passer because we don't have deep threat receivers. We just need a guy that can win the game. Our defense plays damn good. Our offensive line plays damn good. Whoever you put behind the offensive line as far as a running back is going to get them a couple of touchdowns. We're the top attack in the league for rushing. So I mean that rushing complements Jalen Hurts' game because he can put it on the floor, he can option it. So he's the perfect complement for this team. I don't see us moving on from him. I would not like us to move on from him, especially if he can win us one in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Especially
So yeah, I don't
because
know.
he's a winner. 4 in a row. The Eagles have won 4 in a row.
Yeah, no loss December for y'all. I don't know. It's gonna be real interesting. Week 18 coming up. I'm also excited for the college football. It was kind of like, like I thought that Cincinnati was gonna put up more of a fight. A team that averaged 39 points a game was gonna put up more of a fight, but Alabama they got athletes over there, so it
The
ain't really
best in the
much.
country.
And then Michigan didn't do much either, so it was just like, I guess it's a rematch of the SEC game, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I
But
watched. I watched that Georgia. I thought Michigan had it. The quarterback broke a little run off early. I was like, okay, they got some little juice in them, but faltered, man. Georgia got some boys on that. You see number 99? That boy
yeah, they
is
got some
huge.
athletes. Yeah, they got some
Boy
athletes for
is
sure.
huge. Oh,
Them boys
they said that
athletic.
they got one of the best defensive linemen in the league. And I was like, I think they said boy played less than 300 snaps and he won the award. That's like unheard of. That's how good he is.
Yeah, they got some athletes. But that's gonna wrap it up for us here today, man. We're gonna catch y'all the next episode. I think what y'all play again on Tuesday. I think we both play again on Tuesday, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yes.
So
We
we'll
play the
catch y'all.
Sacramento Queens.
Interesting game, like I said. I think that it's gonna get a little bit tougher after the Sacramento game for y'all. And we got a couple of tough games coming up too. So we'll catch up with y'all, man. Until next time. Peace.
Is